a timed race. It is a set distance, i.e. 6 laps, rather than a timed element. To just explain that, so it's not a 15-minute race, although it should last about 15 minutes. It will last for 6 laps. The final cars are just about in position, so we'll see the cars being waved off. Terry Stevens is our timekeeper, and he's just out of shot. He'll appear in your shot in a minute as he walks down the grid with the Union flag. Giles Groombridge is accompanying him, showing which wave of cars should be going when the flag drops. And there, the second wave going. There's Terry and Giles just heading down the grid to wave the cars into the race. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. I think 2 minutes 20 seconds for the last wave of cars just about gives us a chance to get the grid clear before the first car comes back round.
Terry and Giles might have to sprint back off the circuit though, mightn't they?
Not as much as a clubman's handicap race. I saw on the Silverstone National Circuit probably about 15 years or so ago now, when that yes, that did go a little bit wrong. Anyway, we've got
that's why doing it here actually makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
A nice long lap time. Yes, not with clubman's cars doing a sort of 100 and something miles an hour at you around Woodcote. Anyway. So the race slowly getting underway, little by little, wave by wave. The 88 car going out into the race, you can see there, that's Jerry Finch.
Oh,
that's smart, didn't see. The 61 car, that is.
Simon Gallen.
And the Austin Pigsty Special. Of course, tomorrow we have the special Austin 7 Centenary race. All Austin 7s for that, so a few extra cars to those that we have here today, joining in for tomorrow as well.
This next car is the race leader, isn't it, basically? Thomas Emden, because he's the first one with the credit now.
Yes, he is. So he'll be the one that they're all trying to catch, really.
Hopefully Simon Gallen decides to go the right side of the armco barriers.
Yes, he will be well advised to get over the barrier. I'm sure the marshals will be signalling him to do so.
Not working on his car?
No, exactly. He just wants to get it back out into the race. So we've got there's Lyndon Thruston, number 23. He's out into the race in his HS. One of the leading lights behind historic 750 Formula, and really the man that's helped it to make it what it is today. It was relaunched as historic 750 Formula. It was 750 Trophy until a few years ago, but now getting so many cars on the grid. I think we had about 30 entered this weekend. I don't think they quite all made it onto track at any one point, but nevertheless a very encouraging field. And there is Charlie Plain-Jones then, and he was the first car out into the race, and you can see he's already being caught there, so he's sort of leading on the road, but he's not leading because Tom Emden, who's got that credit lap, and that when they all come through will start to run ones on our screens.
Where we've seen Giles run so far.
Yeah, it's sprinting back into the pit lane. Anyway,
He's
so
made it.
That's good news for everybody, because the race leaders are just about to head on to the centre straight, and it is, well, the first two cars, at any rate, number 22, which is Charlie Plain-Jones, being chased by number 11, James Miles
side
there.
By side.
Side by side as they come over the line, indeed they are, and Miles goes ahead, and yes, well, he's shown for the moment in the lead on our time screens, but that's because Tom Emden hasn't come through to complete his second lap yet. Richard Verheyden comes through in third place, that's number 6, but we're watching there the number 11 car of James Miles, supercharged Austin 7 Special, drive from Billingshurst. That's the 37 car, that retired early on, didn't it? Tim Allison in the Centaur Mark 16, so good to see him out in the race. He started in the third wave, so he's not too far away from crossing the line. Here he is now. Over the line he goes, so he'll be up to 4th position. Another of the Austin 7s coming through there. That's 18, Timothy Roebuck. He's always quick in that car.
But it's not him driving.
It's not him driving, is it? That's right, it's Matthew Pryor.
I think it's a journalist writing up this weekend's 100th anniversary celebration.
Correct, yes. It's actually got 2 numbers on it.
Yeah, well, it's sort of the grille, isn't it? Like sort of
yes.
Bentley style in the 18, but the side of the car, which is the official race number. It's not as bad as historic Super Touring cars. Anyway, a car off the road, which is
Charles Cooling in his DNC.
He's making his debut, I think, this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, 28 years of age. His future father-in-law Richard Pryor, also racing here this weekend as well. And this is Reliant engined 1972 DNC Mark III. So yes, Matthew Pryor it is, that's sick. Then Howard, then Fruston coming over the line. Timothy Sage just got across the line as well.
I don't think we've had Thomas Engine across the line yet. Here he comes now.
Here he comes now. So he's going to come through to complete his second lap. So he's got the 1 credit lap to his name.
Up next should be 8. Peter Marsh was the second driver with a credit lap.
Yeah.
But started 20 seconds later. Oh, we've got to see him on our screens now, actually. And 99, another car with a credit lap, although he started 10 seconds later, so that's a good first lap for David Lewis.
Hugo Pickup's only 2.26 seconds behind Thomas Emden in the lead of the race here at the end of 2 laps. He was also on a credit lap, I think.
He started 30 seconds later, though.
He did.
So that's quite a good start for Hugo Pickup.
So he's going to be one to watch, actually, then, in terms of the handicap honours. Watch the number 8 car go through. That's Peter Marsh in the Austin 7 Paxton Special. So he's in 4th place at the moment. So the cars with 2 laps are number 9 Thomas Emden, 69 Hugo Pickup, 99 David Lewis, 8 Peter Marsh and 30 Tim Mile. And just going through now, you've got William Kirk, number 77, and Linda Price, number 17. They just complete their second laps. I think that's all of the drivers with credit laps that are now through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just the 7 of them that were given credit laps. So here's the first driver to actually complete 2 racing laps. That's going to be James Miles then. So he's going to be in 8th place, and we will start to see from their lap times who's going to be punching above their weight. Charlie Plain Jones goes through, and Richard Verheyden gave a wave to Simon Gallen, who was standing behind the Armco barrier as he went past, and Simon waved back, which was nice of him as well. Watching on screen the 37 car there going through, that's Tim Allison in the Centaur Mark 16, and he's just coming through to complete his second lap, so he's in 11th position at the moment. 12th now is the number 88 car of Jerry Fincham, and he is 70 years of age from Bures. He's retired now, and he's got a grown-up son who runs Dragon Racing in Dubai. He started racing in 2011, had class wins within the CSCC Magnificent Sevens series, and he's in a DNC Mark V with a 850cc Reliant engine that he's welded, fabricated and built the engine himself, all done himself. It was a 1974 chassis. It never completed, but he purchased it and built it during the last couple of years.
Timothy Sage, 2:36 across the line. I guess we expect John Village should go quicker than that, and does. 2:31. He's 14 seconds behind. That'll be pretty close up at the end. 4 laps to go.
Richard Price at 2:31 as well.
They're right together on the track, aren't they?
Yeah.
Running round together.
Yeah, he's actually done a 2:31.78, which is now the best lap of the race. So there's the race leader just gone through, actually not on screen, but just past our commentary box. That's Hugo Pickup's now taking the lead of the race away from number 9, Thomas Emden. We're watching Thomas Emden now, but he's dropped down to 2nd place, I'm afraid.
Hugo Pickup is going quicker than everybody down to 12th position, who are 2 minutes behind him.
So Hugo Pickup looking good for the victory here.
Yes, so did he do his laps out of session then? His any competitive laps?
Yes, that might have confounded the handicap. It may well have done. 99 goes through now in 3rd place. That's David Lewis. So he's in 3rd position.
This bodes, I think, for maybe the biggest handicap win possible. But we'll see if there's some quicker cars later. But they are a long, long way behind. Yeah, because even like John Village, only 20 seconds lap quicker.
Yes, and we've got 3 laps to go effectively.
Yeah,
so it looks like Hugo Pickup could be set for a win here. James Miles comes... no, that's not James Miles, is it? That's William Kirk coming through, I beg your pardon, in 6th position. On screen at the moment, we've got number 2, that's Nigel Howard in the Centaur Mark 14, one of the historic 750 Formula cars. And he is currently in 14th position and lapping in the 2:38. So on his previous lap, he's just coming through to complete another one, which will be his 3rd lap of the race. On screen now again, we've got the 88 car of Jerry Fincham. He's just ahead of Howard, in fact, isn't he? So that means that Matthew Pryor's probably sort of fallen behind both of them now in the Austin 7.
A warning flag going out for a single-digit numbered car.
Yes, there's a few of those. So that'll be some track limits being exceeded, I shouldn't wonder.
Not what you normally expect from historic 750 Formula.
And not in a handicap race either.
Especially after just 3 laps. There goes Jerry Fincham, who you were talking about earlier, 11th.
There's Tom Emden. Now, he was, of course, our leader initially. He seems to be struggling a little bit with that car. You really get a good impression of how the drivers have to work these cars. He leans over like a sidecar passenger, doesn't he, as he goes through Williams and heads onto the Bentley straight, which I imagine is quite a stretch in these Austin 7s. It must take an age to get to the other end of it. Tom's best lap of the race so far, 3:19.40.
John Village has done a lap only 4 tenths outside the lap record, so could get a lap record in this race. Looking here, coming through Murray's at a car without a number obvious.
That's the race leader, isn't it?
That's right.
Hugo Pickup, 69. So he's going to come through to complete 4 laps, so just 2 more laps to go. And he's done a 2:55.91 on the previous lap. What's he done this time? It's a 2:55.42, so he's gone faster still.
No one's anywhere in sight, so I think Hugo Pickup's just got to get through the next 2 laps.
It's not been a car that's always been reliable this season, that car, I don't think. Certainly remember, I think, did it DNF both races at Alton Park from memory? Certainly one of them.
So that's his challenge, really, isn't it? To
Yeah.
get the car to the flag.
Absolutely right.
So he's lapping quickly, 2:55 for a standard Austin 7, the Ulster rep. Only now, 2nd place, which is still Tom Emden. So he's maybe going to be a race for 2nd here that we should be watching for.
Yeah.
Hugo Pickup might win this race by a minute.
Well, David Lewis is certainly catching Thomas Emden. He's 6 seconds behind and lapping 6 seconds a lap faster. So with 2 laps to go, we should see David Lewis certainly up to P2.
All the others going quicker behind.
Well, the next car coming through is now Peter Marsh in number 8, and he's that time done a 3:18, so he's not going to make any more ground, I don't think. He's going to lose out because now James Miles, he's come through. He's up to 5th place now, making up 3 places on that lap. He's done a 2:56, so he should get 2nd place, I think. Well, unless someone else gets past him.
Yeah, so he's quicker than all the cars ahead of him. And then Nigel Howard, he's looking good, 2:36. On the screens here,
Graham Wilson and Richard Pryor over the curve on the exit of Murray's. So these two, 17th and 19th at the beginning of the lap. There'll be a couple of places further up now, I think, as they come through. John Village just ahead of them as well. So Village has gone through in 15th, Pryor 16th, and Wilson in 17th as they went across the line that time. And you are now seeing cars starting to clump together a little bit further down the order.
just not the leader.
Just not the leader, who's 43.82 seconds ahead of everybody else.
My prediction here is Nigel Howard for 2nd.
Yeah, because he's lapping 19 seconds faster than the leader, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
But for 2nd, I think he looks quite good.
yes, he does. He's lapping 20 seconds faster than James Miles, who's probably his target for 2nd, isn't he? And he is 15 seconds behind him. So yeah, Nigel Howard looking good for P2 here, I think. There's the 23 car going through. Shot, that's Lyndon Fuster in the HS, and Charlie Plain Jones, who of course was the first car released into this race. He's now in 9th position in the Austin 7. So just a lap or so to go in this race. Now that's the 42 car for Timothy Sage, who was on the podium early, wasn't he, in his Malik U2 Mark IV, drive from Bridport down there on the Jurassic Coast in Dorset. The leader's gone through to start his final lap. That's Hugo Pickup, and he did a 2:54.99, so he's not getting any slower.
Is this the battle of a 2nd that we're picking up here?
It is.
99, David Lewis has gone through on Tom Emden. We thought that might happen, didn't we? He was going quicker.
Yeah, and we thought he was probably going to do it with about a lap to go, and he's done exactly that. Peter Marsh then in the 8th car was going to be the next car in line, but he's going to have lost out, I think, to James Miles on this lap now. So I think it's going to be James Miles up to 4th place at the moment, and possibly Richard Verhagen up to 5th by the end of this lap. Although, having said that, Nigel Howard could possibly get past both of those
Yeah.
by the end of the lap.
Is that Howard into fourth into Coram there?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah. So it might be second by the end of the lap, or pretty much second by the end of the lap.
Tom Empton all over the grass on the exit of the corner at Murray's.
Well, if it was he was doing the warning earlier, he might be getting a penalty.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, Nigel Howard spun.
Well, that's thrown a catamount because I don't think he's lost too much time. But we've got 99 through in second place, that's David Lewis. Tom Emden still there in third place, number 9. And fourth place over the line is going to be number 11, James Miles there for. Fifth is going to be number 2, which is Nigel Howard. Sixth is number 42, Timothy Sage. And Sage, 4 seconds a lap faster than Howard, so possibly it's going to be Sage that could be good for P2 here. He's got 13 seconds to make up on David Lewis.
In that group you've got John Village as well though. So
yes, true.
That now second with that spin for Nigel Howard is very much open. So we're watching Hugo pick up on the screens, but actually Battle of a Second might be more interesting to watch when they come perhaps down towards Agostini, so we get a real view.
He's going to win this race by the best part of a minute, I think, isn't he, Hugo Pickup?
Yeah, like I say, probably the biggest handicap win ever. But there you go. I don't think he did any competition laps before this session, so that's probably the reason why. But the pack heading down towards Agostini at Tim Sage, and he's got John Village not far behind him. So for second, it's very open. We see that on the screens now. So Nigel Howard, he's still ahead of Sage, isn't he? But here comes John Village locking up, the European Formula Ford 1600 champion from 1979.
Yeah.
Yes, that's second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th, all in shot, I think. So that's how he expected it to be at the end.
Absolutely, this is what a handicap race should look like at the end. That's for certain. Hugo Pickup, though, is into Murray's for the final time, so let's not take anything away from Hugo. But he got a friendly handicap. Just looking down to make sure that all is well in the with the car as he comes up to the line. But it's going to be Hugo Pickup that takes the checkered flag then to win the historic 750 Formula handicap race. So many congratulations to Hugo. Let's see if we can pick up what's going on for second place now, because that's still about a minute or so behind. They're just heading up the Bentley straight now, and it's the number 2 Colt, second for the moment.
That's Nigel Howard, but Tim Sage is right behind him. Then only about another dozen car lengths or so till we get to John Village. So we saw that mistake from Howard a lap ago, but he's managed to hold on ahead of Tim Sage for now. Then you got Village, then you got Pryor, then you got Thurston. So it's the real quick drivers, isn't it, in this category? All battling for second place. John Village is getting closer and closer. Every metre of the circuit he gets a little bit closer to them. So there's 3 of them absolutely together as they turn through Coram for the final time.
Yeah, so it's Nigel Howard for the moment, but it could still be either of any of these 3, Tim Sage or indeed John Village, that take second position. Good run out of the corner for John Village there. He's going to get third place, I don't think he's going to get the victory though. They come up to the line and it's going to be very tight indeed. Oh, in fact it might be Sage that gets second place, and he does, right on the line. Sage takes second. Third place goes to Nigel Howard. John Village has to settle for fourth place. Richard Pryor fifth. Those 4 cars separated by less than a second at the end. Then Lyndon Thruster, number 23, was 6th. Trevor Slatter, number 72, took 7th place. In 8th place was number 7, Graham Wilson. 9th goes to the number 11 car of James Miles. 10th place goes the way of Jerry Fincham in number 88. In 11th place it's number 99, David Lewis. 12th place goes the way of number 6, Richard Verheyden. 13th place to number 77, William Kirk. Then it's Thomas Emden, who was our leader. He takes 14th place in car number 9. Then Charles Cooling rounds out the top 15. But Hugo Pickup's victory margin was over 1 minute in a 6-lap handicap race. So he was probably given 10 seconds a lap too much. And then Sage second and Nigel Howard third. So it all worked out very well for the minor positions.
Yeah, and for those drivers who've done laps before, so it made it Joel's life a little bit easier to handicap, as we had some previous experience. Linda Price has dropped a long way behind, so that's also not gone to plan. But she's going to make it to the end, and most people are going to take the flag, which is good to see. And hopefully those with Austin 7 racing tomorrow, they'll be able to get them back out, and I think we're being joined by some cars tomorrow as well.
Indeed we are. Josh, thank you very much for your co-commentary with me today. We will see you again tomorrow, where we have plenty more racing. Getting underway at 10:30 with the Demon Tweaksio Karma Low Cost Championship. We've also got the second race of the weekend, 750 Formula, Classic Stock Catch, Formula V and Sports Specials, as well as the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship, having its third race in the afternoon. And we've also got races tomorrow for the Austin 7 Centenary race, the Carmel Porsche Trophy and the Tagiwa Club Enduro Championship. So thanks to you, Josh. Look forward to working with you again tomorrow. And thanks, of course, to all of the marshals and officials who've done such a fantastic job of keeping today's race meeting just about on track after a few delays during the course of the day. But we are finished with 13 minutes to spare. That's it from Josh and me up in the commentary box then. We'll hand you back down for the final time today to Kieran McGinley. Good night from me.
Well, at the conclusion of the handicap race then, it's time to have a chat to our top three. And I'm here with our winner, Hugo Pickup. Hugo, you've taken your wreath off. That wasn't part of the deal. But anyway, congratulations on the victory. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good, yeah. It's a really good race.
And obviously the handicap race brings a little bit of an extra challenge to it. You finished over a minute ahead. Well, what's the secret?
I mean, I don't know. It's the first race I've finished in that car, and we just changed the head gasket in the paddock today. So it shows it's worked, really.
It really has, and you've come away with the victory today. Was it a bit of a lonely race for you, though?
I mean, it was a bit. I mean, I overtook one car, and I think the rest of it was by myself. So I was kind of wondering where everyone else was, but it's a very nice, happy surprise to have come first.
And how was the car, especially after that head gasket change?
It performed faultlessly. The brakes are a little bit iffy at the moment, but they're just bedding in new brake pads. But it did very, very well. So, very happy.
Congratulations, Hugo. Congratulations on the win. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And you will have to wear that wreath as you walk away. That is the only catch. Thank you, Hugo. Let's have a chat now to our second place driver. And wow, what a finish it was. It just shows you how, when the handicap race works, it works. Let's have a chat to Tim Sage, I hope. Tim, second place for you. Yeah. 10th of a second in it. Yeah. How was that for you?
Well, it was great. It was quite a surprise. You never know where you are in a handicap race. You just press on. You see cars going past. You pass cars. I just managed to pit Nigel. Just on the last corner. I think he had an overheating problem, so he slowed down a bit, and I just pipped him. But I didn't even know it was the last lap. That's how vague I was about the whole race. But no, it was brilliant. It was good fun actually. The track was warm, the tyres were sticky, and yeah, I managed to get past my main mate and contender, Graham Wilson. So I'm going to go and rag him about that now when we're finished.
Absolutely. And how was the car out there today?
The car was good. The car was really good. No complaints. Snetterton has not been my luckiest circuit. First year, we had major problems. You couldn't finish a race. Second year, the gearbox blew up. This year, here we are. Brilliant. Next year's got to be a win, isn't it?
Well, you said it, not me. Well, Tim, thank you so much for speaking to us. Congratulations on the second place.
Thank you very much.
And let's have a chat to our final driver, Nigel Howard. Just giving a handshake there. Nigel, third place for you. Again, 10th of a second in it. How was that for you?
It was fun. It was really good. The handicap was always a bit of a lottery. I guess that's the name of the game, really. But yeah, it made it very entertaining. And I had a nice little spin all to myself around there. And so after that, I had no idea where I was at all. So I was surprised to get waved into here. So that was always a bonus. But yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Snetterton is always a good circuit. And it seems to suit these little cars quite well, really. Yeah.
Now, there is a question I do need to ask you. These holes here, and we saw you drilling them in scrutineering hours ago. What's the reason for this?
Well, we suffered an overheating problem this morning. The chap who was drilling the holes will be pleased to know we've still got an overheating problem, although the nose is now a little bit lighter. So it didn't do quite what it was supposed to do, but it was a bit better. But yeah, we were struggling a bit with the temperature. But other than that, all was good.
Yeah, I was going to say, other than that, how was the car out there?
Fantastic. It was great fun. Can we have another go, please?
I don't think we've got time, unfortunately. No.
But see you at Silverstone, then.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Nigel Howard. Congratulations on third place. And that wraps up today's proceedings and racing action. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:30. Set your watches. We hope to see you again very, very soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Have a very good evening and good night.